The sky above New Horizon turned black long before sunset. Little Emily Cross sat near the colony's communication tower, clutching her small toy bear, watching as strange shapes moved in the clouds. They weren't clouds, not really. They were ships, big, dark alien ships that blotted out the sun. Her father, Commander Mark Cross, stood inside the colony's main control room, staring at the monitors with a face pale and cold. Around him, alarms screamed. Red lights flashed on every wall, unknown vessels entering orbit. One officer shouted, "Shields up! Get everyone to shelters now!" Commander Cross yelled back, but deep inside, he already knew. There weren't enough shelters, not for 2 million people. New Horizon was a peaceful colony. They didn't have heavy weapons. They had farming fields, research labs, schools, not warships. The first strike came without warning. High above, the alien ships opened fire. Brilliant beams of energy tore through the colony's main power. Stations, explosions lit up the ground. Buildings crumbled like toys. People ran. Screams filled the air. Commander Cross opened a direct emergency channel to Earth. New Horizon under attack. Unknown alien forces, civilians millions under fire. We need help. Repeat. Need immediate. The transmission cut off is another. Blast rocked the control center. Emily's mother grabbed her from the CUM tower and dragged her toward the evacuation tunnels. Dust and smoke filled the air. Pieces of the ceiling rained down, but Emily turned for one last look. On a nearby screen, she saw her father still fighting to get the colony's long range. Transmitter working. Tears streamed down her face. Meanwhile, on Earth, thousands of light years away, in Earth's Global Defense Center, technicians worked through the night. The galaxy was usually quiet, but early warning systems were always watching. Then, the signal came. It was broken, full of static, but the message was clear enough. The technicians froze as they listened. Emily's small, terrified voice crackled over the speakers. "People. See. This is New Horizon. They're coming, Daddy." Said, "Help. Someone, please help us." Then silence. Dead silence. For 5 seconds, the entire control room stayed still. No one moved. No one breathed. General Laura Greaves, head of Earth's Defense Council, stood behind the operators. Her jaw tightened, her hands clenched into fists. "Replay the last part," she said. Emily's words played again. "Help. Someone, please help us." Greaves turned to her aides. "Get me the president. Full council meeting, now." Back on New Horizon, the Kreevek Dominion had never attacked humans before, but today they made a decision they couldn't undo. Inside their lead warship, Kreevek Commander Soren laughed as he watched the burning colony below. "They're weak," he told his crew, "just like the others. Their colonies fall like grass before the flame." One of his officers hesitated. "Commander, shouldn't we expect a response from Earth?" Soren grinned. "Let them come. No human fleet can match the Dominion," gave the order. "No survivors." Earth responds within an hour. Earth's emergency broadcast system activated. Every news network, every station, every communication channel, it's all played the same footage. First, the short, broken transmission from Emily. Then, satellite footage, showing New Horizon, under attack, explosions, fires, entire city blocks wiped away. The public reaction was instant. Millions watched in horror. Some wept, others demanded action. Social media exploded with one word trending worldwide. #Vengeance for New Horizon in the Defense Council War Room. General Greaves stood at the center table. "We don't know why they attacked," she said, voice hard and cold. "We don't care." The president nodded slowly. "How many ships can we deploy?" the president asked. Greaves answered without hesitation. "All of them." A hushed silence followed. "All?" the president repeated. "Yes, sir. Full mobilization. The entire Earth fleet. Every warship, every carrier, every destroyer. 700,000 strong." The council members exchanged nervous glances. "That's a declaration of total war." one whispered. Greaves's reply was simple. They declared it first. Mobilization begins across Earth's orbit. Space docks lit up as crews rushed to their ships. Engineers worked non-stop to ready engines, weapons, and shields. Fighter pilots climbed into their cockpits. Marines loaded up drop pods and assault shuttles. Massive dreadnoughts began powering up. Their engines glowed with bright blue light, from the moon bases to Mars shipyards. The call went out. Old veterans returned to service. Reserve ships were activated. Orbital factories stopped civilian production and switched to manufacturing ammunition. In less than 12 hours, Earth's largest war fleet in history was ready. 700,000 warships. The message to the galaxy as the fleet prepared to launch. Earth sent one transmission to all known alien channels. Every empire, every species, every listening ear in the galaxy heard it. The words were simple. This is Earth. You attacked our people. You killed innocent civilians. You murdered children. We are coming. Across the stars, alien leaders held emergency meetings. Some tried to contact Earth, begging for explanations. Others started evacuating their border colonies, terrified they might be next. The Kreevek Dominion received the transmission to Dot Commander. Soren laughed when he heard it. 700,000 warships? Lies, he sneered. Humans bluff. But deep inside, even Soren felt a cold shiver. Because for the first time, Earth was silent. No diplomacy. No negotiation. Only war. Final scene of Part 1, the massive human fleet began to move. From orbiting stations, from hidden military moons, from deep space docks, 700,000 warships turned their engines toward the Kreevek Dominion. Stars behind Earth glowed brighter as the fleet accelerated, faster than light. On every ship, human soldiers prepared for vengeance. The last shot of Part 1, a small hollow recording playing on a warship's bridge. Emily's broken voice, playing again. Help someone, please help us. And then, the human fleet jumps to war. The space around Earth turned into something terrifying. Hundreds of orbital shipyards lit up like fireflies. Massive dreadnoughts, cruisers, destroyers, and fighter carriers powered up together. Their engines hummed with deadly energy. On Earth, people stood on rooftops and hilltops, staring up at the night sky, even from the ground. They could see the distant glow of engines preparing for war. In schools, teachers paused lessons. In factories, workers stopped production. In homes, families held each other tight. Across every TV, holoscreen, and newsfeed, the same message scrolled. Earth's response to the New Horizon massacre has begun. The fleet mobilized Cineral. Laura Greaves stood on the command deck of the ISS Vengeance, Earth's largest war flagship. She looked at the massive fleet displayed on the screen in front of her. Rows and rows of ships. 700,000 in total. Enough firepower to destroy entire star systems. Her voice came cold and steady. Status report. Her officers replied one after another, all dreadnoughts at full readiness. Carrier groups deployed and loaded with fighters. Long-range artillery ships ready to fire on command. Planetary bombardment units standing by. Troop transports locked and loaded with millions of Marines. Greaves nodded. Good. On every warship, soldiers, pilots, and officers received their final orders. The mission was clear. No negotiations, no warnings. The galaxy watches. In distant parts of the galaxy, alien news networks broadcast Earth's mobilization. On the HFY Homeworld, political leaders held emergency meetings. This is madness, one council member said. 700,000 human warships aimed at the Kreevek Dominion. Another gasped. The HFY president stood slowly. Pray they don't come this way. The insectoid homeworld of the Grawl, swarms of citizens crawled onto rooftops. Watching live feeds of Earth's war fleet, some Grawl whispered ancient prayers. Others dug bunkers. Just in case Earth's anger spread further, the Galactic Trade Union froze all shipping near human space. The Council of Neutral Worlds sent a desperate peace message to Earth. But Earth didn't reply. The Kreevek Dominion reacts inside. The Kreevek High Command Chambers, deep below their homeworld surface. Supreme Commander Soren roared with laughter. "Let them come," he shouted. "Let their 700,000 ships arrive. They're nothing but soft, emotional creatures playing war." But some Kreevek officers weren't laughing. Commander Vol, head of Kreevek Intelligence, studied the fleet movement data. "Sir," Vol said carefully, "I've reviewed their battle records. When humans decide to fight, they don't stop." Soren waved him off. "They've never fought an empire like us, but still." Deep inside, even Soren felt uneasy. The launch? Begins the countdown started. On every human warship, captains stood at their command chairs. Jump drive charging. Course locked on Kreevek, outer defense sectors. Fleet-wide sync complete. General Greaves took one last look at Earth on the view screen. The blue planet, peaceful and beautiful. Home to billions. Her voice was steady. "Fleet. Engage jump." The stars outside stretched and twisted as the entire 700,000-strong human armada jumped into faster-than-light speed. The space behind them turned dark. The space ahead burned with destiny. Galactic communication blackout for hours after the fleet jumped. Earth went quiet. Alien listening posts couldn't track the fleet. The Kreevek Dominion's outer defense lines picked up small distortions. Then silence. Galactic news stations filled the airwaves with speculation. Some anchors cried on air, terrified of what Earth might do. Others screamed for diplomacy. Too late for that. In distant alien bars and cities, people placed bets. How long will the Kreevek last? Will Earth stop after one world, or all of them? Are we next? A warning from the past. In a dusty corner of the Galactic archives, an old historian pulled out ancient human battle logs he read about. Earth's wars from centuries ago. Wars where Earth had sent millions to die just for principle. Wars where entire continents burned, and Earth kept fighting. The historian whispered to himself, "They're not bluffing. Not now." Inside the human fleet, in the long metal corridors of the ISS Hammerfall, young Marine Private Alex Parker checked his rifle for the 10th time. Next to him, Corporal Diaz adjusted her armor plates. "First deployment?" Diaz asked. Alex nodded, nervous. "Yeah, I joined for college benefits. Never thought I'd see a real war." Diaz smirked. "Welcome to reality, kid. This ain't a drill." The ship's internal speakers crackled. "All ground forces. Prepare for planetary assault. First Kreevek outpost in T-3 hours." Alex's stomach twisted. But when he looked up at the wall screen showing New Horizon, the burning colony, the dead families, his fear turned into cold focus. The first target. Kreevek forward fleet Kreevek defense satellites picked up something first. A strange ripple in space. Then, hundreds of massive energy signatures. The human fleet had arrived. Without warning, Earth ships opened fire. Thousands of railgun slugs, laser beams, and antimatter missiles screamed through the void. Kreevek. Ships exploded like fireworks in space. Their forward defense fleet, 50,000 strong, didn't even last 10 minutes. The human fleet kept moving. Alien spies report back inside the Galactic Council chambers. A HFY spy drone sent back emergency footage, images of burning Kreevek ships. Human dreadnoughts cutting through entire fleets like paper. A HFY ambassador fainted while watching. The Grawl Queen issued a new order. No ships are to go near human territory. None. The Galactic Trade Union canceled all human trade embargoes, afraid to provoke them further. Final scene of Part 2 on the bridge of the ISS Vengeance. General Greaves watched as sensor screens updated. First Kreevek fleet destroyed. Her officer. Confirmed. Greaves turned to her communications chief. "Send this message," she ordered. Her voice was calm, but cold as ice. "To the Kreevek High Command, we're not done. We're just getting started." The officer nodded and sent the transmission. In the distance, Earth's fleet moved deeper into Kreevek space and across the galaxy. Every species held its breath, because Earth is coming. The cold void of space trembled as Earth's 700,000 warships moved deeper into Kreevek territory. Every human ship stayed in perfect formation, rows and rows of steel giants, stoppable, unbroken, and silent. On Kreevek listening posts, operators watched their screens in disbelief. "How can there be so many?" one whispered. "They're coming straight for us." "No hesitation," another said. Inside the Kreevek High Command bunker, Supreme Commander Soren stood watching a giant map of space. Red dots filled the screen, showing the human fleet. "They're bluffing," Soren growled. "They won't go all the way to our core worlds," but deep inside, even he wasn't sure anymore. The trap at the edge of Kreevek space, Soren ordered a trap. 50,000 Kreevek warships gathered near the Vernex Nebula, a thick cloud of gas that blocked sensors and communications. Soren grinned as he gave the orders. "We'll hide inside the nebula. When the humans pass by, we'll strike from all sides. They won't see us coming." His fleet slipped into the cloud, their engines silent. They waited like wolves in the dark. Earth's Intelligence Division, on the bridge of the ISS Vengeance. General Greaves studied the latest scans, her chief science officer. Dr. Malik pointed at the map. "The Kreevek are hiding in the Vernex Nebula, General. Standard ambush formation." Greaves didn't blink. "Let them wait," she said coldly. "They think we'll walk into their trap." She turned to her operations officer. "Deploy the ghost drones. Full stealth mode. Let's see what they're hiding." The surprise, thousands of small, nearly invisible human drones moved ahead of the fleet. They slipped into the nebula like shadows, silent, fast, deadly, within minutes. The drones transmitted live footage back to Earth's command ships. The Kreevek fleet sat clustered inside the gas cloud, engines cold, weapons hot, waiting for the ambush. Greaves gave a slow, dangerous smile. "Prepare the Earthbreaker cannons," she said. The first strike without warning, Earth's artillery ships opened fire. Massive projectiles edged the size of a building shot through space. Piercing the nebula, shockwaves of kinetic energy tore through the gas clouds. Dozens of Kreevek ships exploded instantly. Flames and debris scattered in every direction. The ambush became a death trap for the Kreevek. Before they could react, Earth's main fleet arrived. Missiles, railguns, plasma beams. Everything fired at once. The nebula turned into a burning. Graveyard.Kreevek captains screamed into their radios, begging for orders. But there was no time. One after another, their ships were destroyed. Within 10 minutes, the Kreevek ambush fleet was gone. Not retreating, not surrendering, just gone. Galaxy-wide should cost the galaxy. News stations went silent for a full minute as the first battle reports came in. When they finally spoke, the anchors could barely find words. The entire Kreevek defense fleet, destroyed in under 15 minutes, one reporter said. Another added, "Human casualty reports, 0. On distant worlds, alien leaders turned pale. Some started evacuating planets near human borders, afraid Earth's fleet might keep going after the Kreevek. On the HFY Homeworld, the president issued a statement. "We strongly urge the Kreevek Dominion to surrender, before it's too late." Kreevek panic inside. Kreevek High Command. Panic spread like fire. Admirals shouted over each other. Some wanted to surrender. Others demanded full mobilization of Homeworld defenses. Commander Soren slammed his fist on the table. "No surrender," he roared. He pointed at the holomap showing Earth's fleet moving closer. "Order every remaining ship to regroup. Defend our core planets. If they want war, we'll give them war." But fear hung heavy in the air. No one believed Soren's words anymore. Not fully Earth's message after the battle. Earth sent one more transmission. It was simple. It was cold. It left no room for misunderstanding. "To the Kreevek Dominion, this was your first lesson. More is coming." General Greaves stood in front of the camera for the broadcast. Her eyes were sharp. Her voice was steady. "You killed our people," she said. "We're here to return the favor." And the feed cut off. Inside the human fleet private, Alex Parker stood near the observation window on the ISS Hammerfall, staring at the glowing remains of the Kreevek fleet. Corporal Diaz walked up beside him. "You see that, kid?" she said. Alex nodded slowly. "Yeah, I saw." Diaz grinned darkly. "That's what happens when you push humanity too far. Across all ships, soldiers prepared for the next phase. Planetary assault teams loaded up, missile silos reloaded. Engineers worked to repair minor ship damages. Earth's fleet didn't slow down. It kept moving. Straight toward the next Kreevek world, alien spies report again in the Galactic Council chambers. Footage from hidden observation drones played. On giant screens, the Council's top members sat in stunned silence. The images showed Kreevek ships burning, wreckage drifting through space. One alien diplomat stood and said what many feared. This is just the beginning." Oz nodded, terrified. For the first time in recorded history, the galaxy realized something chilling. Earth wasn't bluffing. When humans declared war, they finished it. Final scene of Part 3 on the ISS Vengeance. General Greaves stared at the updated star maps. The next target was already marked. Kreevek outpost planet, Velos Prime. She turned to her communications officer, broadcast to all. "Ships," she said. Her voice echoed through the fleet. "We hit them hard. Now, we hit them where it hurts." The engines of 700,000 human warships burned brighter. The next chapter of the war was about to begin, and the Kreevek Dominion. No idea what was coming next. The dust and fire from the last space battle hadn't even settled when Earth's war machine kept moving forward. The Kreevek Dominion, once proud and fearless, was now retreating. Planet by planet, system by system, but Earth didn't slow down. They didn't rest. They didn't give the Kreevek a single moment to breathe. The 700,000 human warships, a wall of steel and fire, moved like a single living creature. Every Kreevek planet in their path was marked and targeted. On the bridge of the ISS Vengeance, General Laura Greaves stood with her arms crossed, staring at the next target on the OLEL dash map. Velos Prime, a major Kreevek industrial world, home to millions of Kreevek citizens and hundreds of factories that built warships and weapons. Greaves' voice came steady and cold. "Prepare for full planetary strike. No warnings, no negotiation." Her officers nodded. The time for talk was over. The Kreevek's desperate defense on Velos Prime. Kreevek commanders scrambled. Anti-orbital cannons powered up. Fighter squadrons launched into the sky. Planetary shields activated at full strength. Civilians ran for underground bunkers. Military leaders sent out desperate calls for reinforcements, but no help was coming. The other Kreevek fleets were already destroyed, or still trying to regroup. Supreme Commander Soren sent a planet-wide message from Kreevek. "High Command, Velos Prime will hold the line. Fight to the last ship. Fight to the last soldier." But the truth was, hope was already dying. Earth's first strike without delay. Earth's artillery ships began the attack. From orbit, massive kinetic slugs rained down on Velos Prime's shield generators. Shockwaves shook the planet. One by one, the shields collapsed. Next came Earth's missile cruisers, hundreds of nuclear-tipped. Warheads screamed down through the atmosphere. Kreevek air defenses fired wildly, trying to intercept. But there were too many targets. Explosions lit up the skies. Entire Kreevek military bases disappeared in clouds of dust and fire. The ground assault, once the skies were clear. Earth's troop carriers moved in. Thousands of drop pods fell like meteors. Human Marines in heavy armor stormed the surface. Private Alex Parker was among them. His drop pod hit the ground with a loud crash. When the doors blew open, he jumped out. Rifle ready. Beside him, Corporal Diaz fired at Kreevek soldiers rushing from bunkers. "Stay close, rookie." She shouted. Explosions rocked the battlefield as human tanks rolled in behind the infantry. Mech units followed, their cannons tearing apart Kreevek defenses in less than 2 hours. Earth's forces controlled 70% of the planet by the end of the day. Velos Prime had fallen. Galactic fear grows across the galaxy. Alien empires watched the battle reports in disbelief. The HFY President called an emergency council. "The humans are moving too fast," he shouted. "No army should advance this." Quickly, in the Graal territories, religious leaders declared Earth's fleet to be a wrath of the stars. Merchants, diplomats, and smugglers stayed away from human space. Trade routes near Earth's borders went silent. No one wanted to give Earth a reason to attack them next. The Kreevek's last hope deep inside the Kreevek Homeworld. Commander Soren held another war council. His face looked older now, tired, afraid. "We can't hold them back," his science officer whispered. "Our outer worlds are gone. Our fleets are broken." Soren slammed his fist against the table. "Then we fight here.
On the Homeworld.
We will not surrender." But no one in the room believed him anymore. They had seen the videos. The footage of Earth's ships wiping out fleets, destroying entire planets. With no hesitation, still, the Kreevek had no choice. They began building last-line defenses around their homeworld. Planetary guns, orbital defense rings, shield generators. They prepared for the final battle. Earth's next move on, the ISS Vengeance, General Greaves, stood before a large screen showing real-time fleet movements. Her officers listed the next targets. Kreevek colony on Balrose, already evacuated. Mining station on Threnos, abandoned. Kreevek military base on Yalvek 4, preparing to fight, but outnumbered 20-1. Greaves pointed at the center of the map. "Forget the small targets," she said. "Set course for the Kreevek homeworld." Her communications officer blinked. "Ma'am, that's their capital." Greaves nodded. "I know." Her voice dropped low. "It's time to finish this." A final warning before jumping toward the Kreevek homeworld. Earth sent one last message. It was broadcast on all frequencies. Every Kreevek screen, every civilian terminal, every soldier's headset received it. The message was simple. You had your chance. You will face Earth's full wrath. The galaxy reacts again in the Galactic Council chambers. The debate grew louder. Some members begged to intervene. Others refused. "No one stops Earth now," one alien ambassador said quietly. "Not us. Not anyone." Neutral worlds doubled their border defenses. Some species even sent secret messages to Earth, promising they would never attack a human colony. Not ever. The lesson was clear. Mess with Earth. Pay the price. Final scene of Part 4 as Earth's fleet aligned for the final jump. Soldiers across the ships checked their weapons one last time. Private Alex Parker sat with other Marines. Helmet on, heart-pounding. Corporal Diaz patted his shoulder. "This is it, kid," she said. "The big one." On the bridge of the ISS Vengeance, General Greaves gave the final order. "Jump to the Kreevek homeworld. Full battle mode." The fleet's engines roared to life in one blinding moment. 700,000 human warships disappeared into faster-than-light speed, heading straight for the heart of the Kreevek Empire and across the galaxy. Every living being held their breath because Earth wasn't stopping. The blackness of space glowed red as Earth's fleet tore across Kreevek. Territory, planet after planet fell. The human war machine showed no signs of stopping, no mercy, no second chances. The Kreevek Empire, once feared by many, was now crumbling. One world at a time. Kreevek Colony. Yalvek IV, the first target after Velos Prime, was Yalvek 4. A small Kreevek military base. The Kreevek soldiers on the surface stood ready. Their commanders shouted orders. "Hold your positions. Aim for their landing craft. Don't let the humans break through." But when the sky above turned black with hundreds of human dropships, fear spread quickly. From orbit, Earth's battleships rained down precision strikes. Kreevek bunkers exploded. Defensive lines shattered. Human Marines stormed the surface. It's moving fast and with deadly skill. Private Alex Parker, now more experienced, rushed forward with his squad. Laser fire zipped past his head, but he kept moving. Corporal Diaz shouted. Over the noise, push forward, clear the bunker. They fought room by room, level by level, till the last Kreevek soldier fell. within 3 hours. Yalvik 4 was under full human control. Kreevek mining station, Three-Nose Belt the next. Target was the Three-Nose mining station, a key supplier of resources for Kreevek war production. When the human fleet arrived, the Kreevek miners panicked. Most dropped their tools and fled toward escape shuttles. The few defense ships in orbit tried to resist, but Earth's destroyers tore through them like paper. Boarding teams from Earth stormed the station. This time, many Kreevek surrendered without firing a single shot. They knew resistance was useless. The psychological war across the galaxy. Kreevek citizens started losing hope. Fear spread faster than Earth's fleet. On Kreevek communication channels, messages of panic filled the air. Is Earth coming here next? Should we flee? Where can we go? We thought humans were weak. We were wrong. Even in neutral alien worlds, fear grew. Trade stations closed their ports to any Kreevek ships. No one wanted to get caught in Earth's path. Refugees flooded into nearby systems. But Earth didn't target civilians fleeing the war zone. Their focus stayed sharp. Military targets, strategic worlds, war-making infrastructure, one after another. All were destroyed. Kreevek morale breaks on the Kreevek world of Balrose. The population watched live news feeds showing Earth's fleet advancing. Kreevek soldiers stationed there argued about what to do. Some officers shouted for defense. Others secretly packed their bags, planning to desert. By the time Earth's war fleet reached Balrose orbit, more than half the Kreevek garrison had already fled. The remaining defenders fought, but it was hopeless. Balrose fell within a day. Earth's message to the galaxy after Balrose. Earth broadcasted another message. It was short. It was cold. It was heard by every alien empire. You destroyed one of our colonies. We're destroying your empire. One world at a time. We are not stopping. The Galactic Council went into full crisis mode. Some members wanted to send peace envoys to Earth. Others were too afraid. On many alien planets, leaders reminded their people, never provoke humanity. Never. Private Alex Parker's growth back. On the front lines, Private Alex Parker sat inside a human outpost on Balrose. He cleaned his weapon, staring at the battlefield outside. Bodies lay scattered. Wreckage of Kreevek tanks burned in the distance. Corporal Diaz walked over and handed him a ration bar. You did good today, kid, she said. Alex nodded. Feels strange, he replied. They started this war, but now, watching their worlds fall, I almost feel sorry for them. Diaz shrugged. They had a choice. They made the wrong one. She stood and walked away. Alex took a deep breath. War had changed him. There was no going back. Kreevek High Command in collapse deep inside the Kreevek Homeworld's bunkers. Supreme Commander Soren stared at a shrinking star map. Red lights showed. Lost planets. Yellow lights showed under attack. Green lights. There were almost none left. His advisors argued in panic. Commander, we must ask for peace. We can't stop them. They'll reach the Homeworld within days. No. Soren slammed his fist on the table. No surrender, he shouted. But, even as he yelled, felt the weight of defeat sinking in. Their empire, centuries old, was falling apart. Earth's final push, General Laura Greaves, stood at the front of her flagship's war room. Her voice rang through speakers across the entire human fleet. We've taken their colonies, their stations, their armies are broken.
Ow!
We go for their heart. She pointed at the final target on the map. The Kreevek Homeworld. Prepare for full-scale assault. Her officers saluted. Engineers worked overtime to reload weapons. Pilots prepped their fighters. Marines locked and loaded for planetary drop. Across the galaxy, fear reached its peak. Conned alien worlds light years away. Leaders held secret meetings. Some drafted messages of peace to send to Earth. Others began building stronger shields and weapons, afraid they might be next. One alien ambassador spoke words that spread across the galactic network. We witnessed the fall of the Kreevek. One planet at a time, and we know. Earth will not stop until they decide it's over. Final scene of Part 5, the camera pans out. It shows the burning remains of Kreevek worlds left behind, smoke rising from ruined cities. The human fleet, still at full strength, turns toward the Kreevek homeworld. In the distance, the stars shimmer, and the largest human invasion force in history prepares for its deadliest mission yet. The Kreevek are out of time. A futuristic sci-fi starship command bridge, with a female fleet commander standing at the center, seen from behind, wearing a sleek black military uniform with high collar and shoulder epaulets. Her hair is tied in a neat bun. Through the giant panoramic window in front of her, an enormous, uninspiring armada of thousands of advanced human warships fills deep space, all illuminated by a cool blue cosmic light. The starships are varied in size, from massive battleships to smaller frigates, all with intricate armored hull designs and glowing engines. Interior lighting is soft, with holographic controls and futuristic panels glowing with orange and blue indicators. The mood is tense, epic, and full of anticipation for a massive space battle. Ultra-high detail, cinematic lighting, photorealistic textures, 8K resolution. The war was over. The Kreevek Empire, once loud and proud, was now silent. Its homeworld burned. Its fleets were destroyed. Its leaders, dead or captured. But while the fighting stopped on the Kreevek side, the real storm was just beginning across the galaxy. On the HFY Homeworld, President Volker of the HFY Confederacy sat in his private war room. He watched the latest news feeds from human space. Footage showed Earth's fleet still in orbit over the Kreevek. Homeworld, 700,000 warships, still fully operational, still waiting VO. Advisors argued behind him. Should we send a peace envoy? Should we upgrade our defense systems? Should we prepare for evacuation? Volker turned slowly, his voice low. No. We send a formal apology, and we make it clear. We never want trouble with Earth. The others nodded quickly. No one wanted to be next in the Galactic Council chambers, the emergency meeting. Room was packed. Leaders from dozens of alien species sat together, staring at a giant screen. The screen showed real-time images of Earth's warfleet. The council speaker, a tall insectoid named Kreevek, cleared his throat nervously. We are witnessing the most powerful military force the galaxy has ever seen, he said. Whispers spread across the chamber. A reptilian ambassador stood. I propose a new galactic treaty, he said. One simple rule: no one touches a human colony, ever. Others nodded. The motion passed. With no objections, on Graal broadcast networks, in Graal territory. Millions gathered around hello-screens. Religious leaders gave special sermons. They showed images of the Kreevek. Defeat. Behold, the Graal High Priest said, raising his arms. Punishment for disrespecting the will of the stars. Some Graal citizens started new prayers, dedicated to the human guardians of vengeance. Had turned into something more. Some called it divine justice. In neutral trading worlds, merchants, smugglers, and trade lords across neutral systems watched nervously. A popular galactic news anchor spoke on live broadcast. If you trade with humans, show respect. If you meet humans, show kindness. If you govern near human space, increase your defenses, just in case. Shipping companies rerouted their cargo routes. Alien businesses quickly changed their advertising. Human-friendly. Station, we welcome all humans with open arms. Peace forever with Earth. Fear drove business now. On Earth, calm but ready back on Earth. People watched the news with quiet pride. Families of soldiers cried, both with sadness and relief. Millions gathered in city squares to watch General Laura Greaves give her first speech since the war began. Her image appeared on every screen. Her voice, strong and clear, echoed through the air. To the people of Earth, and to the galaxy. We did not choose this war. We did not start it. But when one of our colonies was attacked, we responded with everything we had. Crowds across Earth cheered. Greaves continued, "Let this be a warning and a promise. If you harm our people, if you destroy our worlds, we will find you and we will end you." The speech was short, but no one would forget it. Alien empires scramble across, alien governments. Panic planning began. Some started building larger fleets, others sent spies to study Earth's technology, some even tried contacting Earth with trade offers, hoping to make peace before tensions rose again. But deep inside, every alien leader knew the truth. We're too late. The humans have already proven their power. Kreevek refugees, and fear among them the few surviving Kreevek refugees. Spread across nearby systems, on backwater planets and space stations, they told horror stories. We never stood a chance. Their ships, they came from every direction. We begged for mercy. None came. Other alien citizens listened, growing more afraid with every word. Children asked their parents at night, "Will the humans come here too?" Parents didn't have answers. Inside the human fleet and board, the ISS Hammerfall. Private Alex Parker sat in the ship's lounge. He watched old footage of New Horizon, the colony whose destruction started it all. The images showed families laughing, children playing, homes that were now gone. Corporal Diaz sat beside him. "We did what we had to," she said. Alex nodded. But part of him wondered, would the galaxy really learn this time? Would Earth ever need to do this again? Galactic News headline. The biggest news networks all ran the same headline that day. A new galactic power rises. Earth's final warning echoes through the stars underneath. Smaller text followed. No empire, no fleet, no leader. Will ever underestimate humans again? The balance of power changes, trade routes shifted. Old alliances broke. New treaties formed, all centered around one truth. Do not provoke Earth. Some small alien nations sent gifts too. Earth's government, others offered trade deals with big discounts. The galaxy now revolved around one. In fact, Earth was now the most feared force in known space. Final scene of Part 7 on the bridge of the ISS. Vengeance. General Greaves stood silently, watching the stars. Her second-in-command walked up. "Orders, General?" Greaves smiled faintly. "For now, we rest," she said. "But keep the fleet at high alert." Her eyes narrowed. "Peace doesn't last forever." As the human fleet remained in orbit, the galaxy stayed quiet, but deep inside every alien leader's mind, one thought repeated over and over: never attack Earth again. The war was over. The Kreevek Empire destroyed. Their worlds lay silent. Their armies gone. Their cities smoking ruins. Across the galaxy, every race, every government watched and waited. No one knew what Earth would do next. The humans invade more planets. Would they punish other alien nations? Would they simply disappear back to their home system? Everyone held their breath. Inside the ISS, Vengeance General Laura Greaves stood on the bridge, her face calm but cold. Her officers stood in a line waiting for orders. Her communications officer turned. "Ma'am, all galactic channels are open." "Out there." "Waiting for your broadcast." Greaves nodded. Her voice was low but clear. "Let them wait just a little longer." She walked to the viewing window. Below, the Kreevek Homeworld lay in ruins. The human flag still flew over the ruined palace. Greaves closed her eyes for a moment, remembering New Horizon, the colony that started all this. Families lost, children killed. For what? Because the Kreevek thought humanity was weak. They were wrong. Galactic Council and panic inside the Galactic Council chambers. Dentitus. From over 30 species sat frozen. They had been waiting for hours. All holoscreens showed the same thing. Incoming Earth broadcast. Stand by. Some diplomats paced the floor. Others sat quietly, fear on their faces. One alien ambassador whispered to another, "What if the humans declare war on all of us?" No one answered, because no one knew. The broadcast begins finally. The screen lit up. General Laura Greaves appeared, standing with the human flag behind her. Her eyes burned with focus. Her voice, steady, cold, unstoppable. "This is General Laura Greaves, speaking on behalf of the Earth Defense Command and the people of humanity." She paused. Her next words hit like a hammer. "You watched as the Kreevek Empire destroyed one of our colonies, killing innocent civilians, families, children. You watched as we warned them, gave them a chance, and then watched as we answered their violence with our full force." Council room fell silent. No one dared speak. Greaves continued, "Let this be clear, and let no one misunderstand. We don't want war. We don't seek conquest. But if you harm our people again, if you touch one human life on any colony, anywhere, the next war will be worse than this." Her eyes narrowed, faster, harder, total. She leaned closer to the camera. "Remember this. Earth never forgets, and Earth never forgives." With that, the screen went black. The galaxy holds its breath for several long minutes. No one in the galaxy spoke. No diplomatic channels opened. No governments issued statements, from the largest empires to the smallest trading outposts. Silence ruled. Alien soldiers watched the broadcast in their barracks. Merchants stopped their work. Civilians stood still in marketplaces, staring at the sky, afraid Earth's fleet might come for them next. The message was clear. Earth had spoken. Private Alex. Parker's reflection on board the ISS Hammerfall. Private Alex Parker sat in the ship's lounge, helmet resting beside him. He watched the replay of General Greaves' speech on his datapad. Corporal Diaz walked over, dropping into the seat next to him. She whistled low. "Think they got the message?" she asked with a small grin. Alex nodded slowly. "They'd be crazy not to." Diaz chuckled. "Well, if they forget, we'll remind them." They both stared out the window, watching the human fleet, still holding position over the broken Kreevek homeworld. Alien worlds react on HFY Prime. The president signed a new law, permanent non-aggression pact with Earth. On Grawl worlds, entire religious ceremonies were held to honor Earth's strength. On neutral trade stations, large banners appeared overnight. Humans welcome. No hostile intent toward Earth. Other alien empires began sending gifts, peace offerings, apologies, anything to stay on Earth's good side. Some even proposed alliances. But deep inside, none of them trusted Earth's silence, because silence from Earth now meant danger. Earth's next move, in Earth's war rooms. Generals met behind closed doors. Some argued for complete withdrawal. Others suggested leaving a small fleet behind, just as a reminder. After hours of debate, Earth's High Command made its decision. General Greaves stood before her officers. "Begin withdrawal," she said. "Bring our soldiers home. Let them rest. Let the galaxy watch and wonder." Her voice hardened. "But keep every ship, every gun, and every soldier ready." Her final order was simple. We wait and we watch. The human fleet departs slowly, like a massive tidal wave pulling back. Earth's warships began to leave Kreevek space, one formation at a time. They jumped too faster than light speed, heading back toward Earth's. Alien observation stations recorded every movement. Spy satellites counted every ship when the last human battleship disappeared from orbit. The galaxy exhaled in relief, but deep down, no one relaxed fully, because Earth's words still echoed across the stars. The final galactic news report, every galactic news channel. The final headline appeared. The humans came. They saw. They conquered, and then they left. Below it, smaller text read, "But their warning remains. Forever." Final scene on Earth. Families welcomed their soldiers home. Celebrations broke out in the streets. But inside every Earth defense ship, every military base, and every government building, one quiet truth remained. This peace was temporary human. Engineers began designing the next generation of warships. Generals updated new defense plans. Young soldiers trained harder than ever. And across the stars, Aliens watched nervously, never knowing when Earth's war machine might rise again.